Welcome back, my friends. Did you manage to guess what happened next in our game of Assassin's Creed? If you answered, we turned it off because we got bored and decided to play something decent like the excellent Kane and Lynch Dead Men, available now for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. And you'd be right. Thanks for playing and see you next time on Ad Break Questionarium. What do you mean I'm fired? I said the game was good! It was good! Now we loved Dead Rising. It was a lot of fun finding numerous items and using them as weapons to fight off hundreds of menacing zombies who just won't leave you alone.
And one person we'd love to shovel across the face is Otis Washington.
Otis is a mall janitor, and whilst that's nothing to be proud of to start with, the guy just won't leave you alone.
Otis gives you a spare transceiver so he can contact you, and instead of...
Hey there, I just wanted to let you know that...
Instead of the transceiver being something that could be quite helpful, it turns out to be...
There are some people that you might want to help.
It turns out to be something...
It looks as if some folks could do with a hand.
It turns out to be something that annoys the heck out of you. If you'd have known how irritating it was going to be in the first place, you'd have thrown it back into the old codger's face.
And if it isn't hard enough battling literally hundreds, no, thousands of zombies who all want to take a bite out of you as if you were a nice, succulent, juicy steak.
Otis constantly harasses you with calls, constantly calling you every single moment. Do this, do that, go here, go there. These people need help. I don't care. What about me? I need help. There are tons of zombies moving slowly towards me, and all I've got to defend myself with is a katana, which keeps breaking and then reappearing in the same spot where I found it.
You do get given a gun, though.
Well, do you know how to use it?
Kinda. I covered wars, you know.
Oh, we love that line. What really irritates us, though, is whilst bombarding you with calls, if you hang up on him, which is often due to the fact you need to tell a zombie off for trying to nibble your arm,
the old stinker will call you back to have a go at you. What is his problem? I am busy, alright? There's loads of zombies coming to join in nibbling me, and he's just up there with a nice cup of coffee and some Jill's sandwiches having a go just because I hang up on him for the fear of getting eaten.
And that's what finally seals the deal with Otis, and he goes in at number 5. Go on, Larry, do it.
I don't want to do it, I hate it.
Go on, it's funny.
What could possibly go wrong? Well, we could do a whole show on what's wrong with our next contestant, but we already did in the Retro Corner. It's Bubsy the Bobcat.
Heralded as the next Sonic, Bubsy was a textbook example of how not to make a video game mascot. He was utterly irritating with constantly unfunny one-liners, and to boot he was a cat, the most blatantly obvious anthropomorphic character one could possibly get. And no matter how many exclamation t-shirts you put him in, he was still poo.
That didn't stop the marketing execs trying to promote the hell out of our feline friend. He was lined up to have toys, lunchboxes, t-shirts, and even his own Saturday morning cartoon series.
But Bubsy's whole empire crumbled before it was built, and all because of one crippling factor. His game sucked.
In every way, it was a poor man's copy of Sonic, but done really badly. They tried the element of speed, but the fact you had to constantly stop and start in fear of the overly punishing one-hit deaths put an end to any speed fun whatsoever. Then they tried the ring collecting with balls of yarn.
Another cat cliche.
Indeed, but they completely missed the point of Sonic's ring collecting purpose. They were there to stop you from dying, not just getting extra lives.
But not letting a terrible game put them down, they tried to redeem him with a sequel by putting a few extra characters, another Sonic knockoff, but failed miserably again as they never learned from their previous mistakes, and the game was once again no fun to play. We don't want wacky flying levels tacked on, we want decent gameplay. Is that too much to ask for?
But what really destroyed the series was his leap into 3D on the PS1. Uncontrollable, playable, glitchy mess that was so bad it's been voted countless times as one of the worst video games of all time.
We know he's always been the poster boy cat for everyone to rag on when it comes to bad mascot rants, but for once, he quite clearly deserves it.
This was one mangy cat that was put to sleep years ago, and we're pretty sure that he's got his own special place in hell. Third row, right next to the copies of E.T. and Driver 3.
So we're putting him down at number 4. We love the Sonic games.
Well, we love the 2D Sonic games.
And we are big fans of Sonic in general.
But the Sonic series is notoriously known for bringing in some of the most annoying characters in gaming history. In fact, we could have filled the entire top 10 list with characters from the Sonic games, from Amy Rose and Big the Cat
to Shadow the Hedgehog. Everyone hates Shadow the Hedgehog. He sucks.
Well, it's not any of them who are in the list. Instead, we're putting in the orange fox freak that is miles per hour.
Miles per hour?
Yeah, don't you get it? It's a pun on speed. Miles per hour. It's not funny, is it? Of course, if you've not realised, even by seeing him on the screen right in front of you, it's Tails from the Sonic games.
Now, there are many Tails fans out there, but if you've ever played Sonic the Hedgehog 2, then you'll definitely understand, for at least a bit, why he's in here.
Because he's an utter goit. Now, Tails is either incredibly stupid or some sort of sadistic fox, as he loves to get you into trouble. You're always getting killed because of him. So in retaliation, we used to punish him by constantly trying to kill him back. That'll teach you, you stupid ginger fox.
Hey!
Not you, Tails.
The thing about this non-fantastic fox is the fact that thanks to him, we've had to put up with annoying and rubbish characters in most game sequels ever since. And it's all his fault. And he was the first of many, many utter poo characters to join in the Sonic series.
I wonder if Sonic gets annoyed with the fact that everyone seems to be able to fly but him. Anyway, never mind. Tails comes in at 3 miles per hour.
Stop it, it wasn't funny the first time.
The saviour of the Xbox, Halo, was an absolutely massive game. So big, in fact, there was no way in heck they were going to mess up the sequel, Halo 2, right? Right?
And then came the Arbiter.
The Arbiter's a disgraced Covenant elite warrior who was reprimanded for being too busy playing hopscotch with grunts to stop the Master Chief from destroying the Halo in the original.
In the second game, to many gamers' surprise, they find out that, dun dun dun, they've got to play as the Pepper Army sausage-looking alien.
The Arbiter is Halo's equivalent of Jar Jar Binks, and at least Jar Jar Binks is dead. No such luck for this stick of poo.
The reception that the Arbiter was a playable character in Halo 2 wasn't too great. Players were confused. Isn't he supposed to be the enemy?
He is, but he does become a good guy. Though no one could care less if he became a good guy or not. Everyone would rather be killing him. Especially as the Master Chief was a big reason the original game sold so well. So to play as this piece of poo for half the game just wasn't a welcome addition.
Still, he can go invisible.
Well, I wish he'd get lost altogether then.
The Arbiter was loved by so many gamers that his role in Halo 3 was kept to essentially a cameo. Occasionally helping out, but fortunately, you never play as him unless you're playing co-op.
And even then you'll be shooting him, he just sucks so much. Even your friends playing as him won't mind. In fact, they'll probably join in and start constantly committing suicide.
But don't get us wrong, Halo 2 wasn't a terrible game. It had its moments, and no one can really complain about the multiplayer.
Well, apart from the people who are constantly hounded by racist slurs and derogatory comments by 10-year-old Americans, they hate the game just as much as the Arbiter.
Still, the Arbiter is hated by almost as many people who played the game, and so he comes in unwanted at number 2.